next group, and having the skill base now that we have got, because we are hopefully going to graduate in the next couple of months. We will be fully qualified CBT therapists. But on a voluntary basis, we would still like to contribute to the community and help support you guys, keep your groups going, start new groups up, and just support, just put back into the community like what we can, because obviously a big part of volunteering is still a part of, I don't know, I think it's just a part of like, because we care. Obviously we want to go into paid employment at some point, but we still want to volunteer for those that maybe can't go into paid sectors and stuff. So I think for me it's just like just giving back what I can. And I'm not only going into this through a professional lens. I've also got personal experience for difficulties and things, so I think I've got really empathy for whatever people want to bring to any group, and I would just love to be a part of that.
Thank you very much.
Keith, mate, I'm so sorry, but I've just realised that we haven't been live until like Rick Neal commented there saying, "What time did it start?"
And so when you hope episode 1 has started.
Now, full disclosure, this is our first shot. There would be technical difficulties. just never realised that there would have been 20 minutes in. Right, okay.
Do you remember what I said?
Reset.
Well, again, then, seeing as we've just been live for a couple of minutes, we just missed your bit altogether.
That's what Colin says. I didn't realise we were on the live until Rick Neal asked us when we were going on 8 minutes past.
Did you get that? Did you get what are you doing again?
Right, okay, so let's start again. Reset, I do apologise. But Colin is our technical expert, and he didn't put us live on. He didn't put us live, so we'll start again.
You need to start with the video, though.
No, we'll just start from here. No, okay.
Oh, man.
Right. Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning into our 13-minute already started broadcast. We had a bit of a technical issue, so thank you for joining. We are A New Hope. We are a peer support group. This is totally different from what I just had 10 minutes, 20 minutes ago, so just bear with me here. We're a peer support group that started through an idea of my own. I've had troubles with my own mental health, with depression, anxiety, suicide thoughts, attempted suicide, and this is something I've always wanted to do, just never been in the right mindset, shall we say, for doing it. But about nearly a year ago now, my friend took his own life, and I could feel myself slipping again. So what I did, I was in Blackpool at the time, so I came back home and I knew I was struggling, so I looked for a male-only group, which was something that I couldn't find within the 3 times properly, not one that suited my own needs. So I thought to myself, I'll do it myself. So I did. I set up the group, and thought to myself, if one person comes, fantastic. If nobody comes, I did my best. I tried. So on the first night, I think we had 4 people turn up, so 5 people all in all, which was a fantastic night. Jamie, who's here now with us, he was one of the original members from that group. It was very nerve-wracking, to say the least. I was stuttering more than I am just now, and I didn't even know what I was going to do, what I was going to say, really. I had a big plan. It didn't go to plan. it totally changed within the first 10 minutes, sort of like this. No hit there, Colin. So what we did was started off, it grew from strength to strength. We went from 4 members, went to 5. We have now got a core 12 probably members that come on a regular basis. But obviously after lockdown, we had to change our whole system. So we use Zoom at the moment to contact the guys and still have our weekly meeting. But also through all this, we knew that women were also struggling with mental health issues. We were never blind to this fact. In fact, we knew about it. We just had to concentrate on the guys at that particular moment in time because it is a big thing. Guys not wanting to talk about mental health. But with this lockdown that we've been on, we've decided that we're going to branch out and start a women's group. And hopefully in the future, if there's a call for it, a mixed group. But at the moment, as you see, there's Lisa and Suzanne here. They are both for our female-only group that we're starting hopefully within a week or 2, depending on how fast we can get it sorted and set up and whatnot. And we also have another new member of staff, which is Colin. Now, before I called him the technical expert. I'm not quite sure if that moniker should stand after our little hitch.
I'm only here to make up numbers.
He's here for technology, and he's going to try and help us do some fundraising as well to keep us going on doing this sort of stuff and other things in the future. So I think with all that said, we might skip on to meeting some of our new characters, and one's just disappeared, so he'll get his turn in a minute. So Lisa, we'll start with you. We'll just give you all right, no, maybe not. Give a wee thing about why you're here, what you do, a bit of background, and what you want to do while you're at New Hope. Once the kiddie winks away.
Fun.
Hi, Lisa.
Sorry.
Okay.
We got introduced to the group through our diploma, which was cognitive behavioural therapy and group work, which me and Susanna done. I did the week course, Susanna done the weekend course, but together we collaborated to do the group work, and we were invited and welcomed into your group, which we really appreciated. So we delivered a programme over 5 weeks, 2 hours each week, which just was about managing anxiety, just tools to manage anxiety, and a bit of psychoeducation around about how you were feeling and how to manage that, I suppose. And I think we got quite a welcomed response. So the feedback we got was quite positive, wasn't it, Susanna? I don't know if you could back me up on that. The guys seemed to like it. But separate from that, we are now graduating, hopefully soon, and we're looking to just keep that kind of ethos going within our local community. Voluntary. We know the support that's needed, and we know the gaps. We did a research module as well to identify gaps in our local areas and stuff. I know that's what mine was based on, and there's need for support in our local area, definitely, and we're possibly willing to commit to that on a voluntary basis and try and make differences to people's lives with the skills that we've learned over our diploma in the past 2 years.
Thank you very much. Following on from that, we'll go to your partner in crime, Suzanne. If you'd like to say a few words.
I'll try and not repeat anything that Lisa said. So I'm Susanna. I'm a psychotherapist, modality CBT. And do you know, I'm just absolutely in awe of what you all do every week for each other. You're an inspirational group, and Lisa and I we didn't want to leave. We came in to deliver a psychoeducational group, and every week we were just blown away by the support and the commitment and the compassion and the empathy that you have for one another. It is some group, and what you achieve just what you provide for each other. It's phenomenal. And there was some weeks where you just couldn't top it. And I love the fact that you're all a really diverse group. So you've got all ages, all backgrounds, all walks of life, but you all come together to talk about your mental health. And I think we should never take for granted the fact that this is a group of men in the west coast of Scotland who are essentially in a room talking about their feelings and what's helped them, and and I love to think that things are changing now, and they are absolutely, but it's not a quick process. It's kind of it's slow and it's evolving, but I think you're just making great achievements. So that's why I'm involved, because I think you're all really inspirational. And obviously there's now been a need for a women's group. And then Keith, you put a shout out on Facebook to say anybody interested in co-facilitating this group. And absolutely, I would love to do that. And so Lisa and I are going to get our heads together along with you and take a new hope in a new direction. So it's really about, what do people want? It's about making the group really for women, and what's needed, so they can decide like what kind of group it is, what are the elements. So we're going to be looking at what are the elements of the men's group that have worked the best, and how can we kind of translate that into the women's group, or will it be completely different for us? So we've got lots to kind of think about, lots of ideas to keep bouncing around, and we need lots of feedback as well. So
it's just about listening to the group and listening to the people, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hands-on is the best way to do it. So, Colin, yourself, my friend, do you want to give us a bit of your background on why you want to help and stuff?
Just realistically, we seen the wee like fundraiser things you were doing in the Civic and that there recently. And I thought, wow, this project has got potential of helping out a lot of people in the area. Wanted to get involved there and then, but with the likes of my work life, it came into problems. Now that I'm sitting in the house doing nothing for the last 12 weeks, you kind of find that your head goes a bit mental with it. So I get invited into the group, and we say, great, what can I do to help keep my mind busy? So I'm chatting away to Keith and Jamie here, finds out we can get bits and bobs, like any of my expertise that I've picked up over the years, and just help and just kind of go from there. Well, there's, like I said, I'm only here to make up numbers.
No, you're not. Don't be silly. Don't be silly. Silly. Don't be silly. Silly.
Colin, I wouldn't even be on here tonight if it wasn't for you, so you've already done
but I think memo to self, click live button next time.
Just a wee one. Yeah. and our last member who decided to go for a wee wander for a minute, Jamie, do you want to give a wee bit about yourself?
I will try again, I promise. I don't know what's happening. This computer mind just keeps kicking me off. But so my name is Jamie Lawson. I was one of the original members at the first New Hope meeting. I was going through quite a bad mental stage in my life. I was planning on taking my own life. I've got a young family, got a wife. I just was struggling with what's in my head. Luckily enough, my family spotted, and that week we seen Keith's ad in the Ardrossan and Salkirds Herald for the group New Hope, male mental health. I didn't even think twice about going. I've suffered mental health issues for as long as I can remember, and this is something that has never been available at any point in the area. I've been to counsellors. They lasted short term, but nothing nothing has helped me as much as what taking the first steps through that door in that community centre was. It was very welcoming. Everybody was dead down to earth, and meeting men in similar mental states, worse mental states, was just what I needed. I think hearing stories and
We've lost Jamie again.
Yeah.
So just until he comes back there, Jamie, we can't hear you. There's a nice wee comment there from Ricky Neal. If anyone doesn't know Ricky, he does quizzes and that there. He's also involved with like Chris Boyd and that there. The Chris Boyd charity. Now he does a lot of mental health stuff himself. So nice to see you here, Nicky. Thank you for subscribing and that there, and
Thank you for coming.
maybe get you on sometime.
That'd be great, actually. Thank you. Are you back with us, Jamie? Or are we still technical? No, he's away. Okay. Well, as he's away, I think Jamie would have just carried on saying that he wanted to help with the group and come along and see if he could support the group and myself, as well as all the guys, and help us grow. I think that's basically what he would have said in a nutshell. So we'll move on to our next wee topic. What is peer support and what it means to us individually? So I'll give you the wee definition from Wikipedia, not the most reputable sources, by the way. But Wikipedia says peer support occurs when people provide knowledge, experience, emotional, social, or practical help to each other. Basically, you help them through your own experiences rather than being a professional and helping them through study and using specific techniques. Personally, for me, that does pretty much sum up peer support for me. Getting people around a table, sitting down, having a chat, letting me talk about what the good things, the bad things, everything like that. Then hoping that someone like Jamie would come back and say, "Oh, I've had something similar. This is how I got over it," and vice versa. So what I set out to do with the group, and what I think I have achieved, is I wanted an atmosphere of being friends. So it wasn't like you're coming in and everybody's going to be sat around the table. It's going to be all regimental and everybody's got to do their own wee thing at their wee time. It's more of a natural flow what I wanted. So like sort of like I'll start, then for instance, Jamie could give me something that he's done to deal with whatever issues I've said, and naturally Jamie will start talking about that. Then Colin could come in and say something else, and it's just a natural rolling conversation. As I said, that's what I aim for. Don't know how I achieved it, by the way. I just did. It was interesting. But peer support for myself is, as I say, sitting around a table with what I would consider a bunch of friends, letting everybody have their word and hopefully get some sort of support, some way, shape or form from anybody in the room. I think that's from me. How about yourself, Susanna?
Yeah, absolutely. I would agree with you there. Youth and saying peer support is just about establishing a kind of really good relationship with everyone else in the group and making it really friendly and informal. And I think you've achieved that well with the group.
Thank you.
One thing I would maybe add to that would be just the kind of concept of universality. I think a lot of us, especially when we're going through really hard mental health issues, I mean, anything, there's like a whole range of what people can be going through. Sometimes it can feel like a really lonely place. And there's nothing quite like coming to a group and kind of sharing as much as you want to share, but kind of hearing back other people saying that they have also experienced similar things. So that kind of universality, that commonality, that actually we've probably, as humans, we've got more in common than we don't, if you know what I mean. And that can be really empowering and, you know, and good for your confidence. So a peer support is probably quite good for that as well. I mean, yeah, certainly. So there's a bit of altruism maybe comes in there as well. There's something to be said for that kind of buzz you get when you're able to talk to someone else and when you're able to give advice. You know, I mean, they don't have to necessarily take it. They can do what they want with it, but there's something like really nice about being able to share your own experience and being able to help somebody. So that's kind of really what's going on, what comes up for me when I think about peer support.
Thank you very much. How about Jamie?
If he's still here.
Right, I'll try. I'm going for it. Right.
Yeah, I figured
If I can last longer than 5 minutes.
Is that not a statement of your life?
For me, peer support again, just reiterating a few points. Learning from different people that have been through where you have been. So obviously, but at that moment in time, I didn't know a lot of people suffered from major mental health problems. I did actually think it was only me. So to sit down with different people and hear their stories and get advice on what they'd done to help themselves was fantastic. Obviously, they understand you. There's no judgment, as I've said before, completely confidential. So everybody raised. Also, the fact that we're no counsellors or anything like that, but you've got a support network there that's open nearly 24 hours a day. So there's always somebody available for a chat. You know what I mean? Taking away from the doctors or going to counsellors, you get that one time a week or that set time, that set period that you've got, and you're trying to cram everything in. Peer support opens up a kind of 24 hours availability of people to talk to, especially if you've got that confidential, non-judgmental environment, and that definitely helped me. The fact of having a WhatsApp or a text message or an email, somebody that you could go to whenever you were starting to feel like that, you can't buy that, and that's what peer support is to me.
Thank you very much there, Jamie.
No,
I need to talk me.
Oh no, you can.
Good evening, Zahid. How are you, big man?
How about Colin? What about you? What's peer support for yourself?
See, in all honesty, Keith, everything about this whole mental health is brand new to me.
Well, that's a good insight then. You know,
it's been a very unspoken thing for myself as well as every other guy you know along a road. I think the whole mentality that I would know about it would be, I'm not feeling right today. Right, let's go down the pub for a pint.
Yeah,
and drink it away. So peer support for me, it's nice to have your mates about you, but actually being able to sit back and talk about why you're feeling a bit shitty today or feeling down the ground or whatever, then it's fantastic.
There it is. It's good to have somebody who hasn't had a lot of experience with mental health issues having their wee say, because that just shows you again for other people that you're not the only person. You don't know about it. Not everybody knows about it, but it's good that somebody is there and they can talk about it. Lisa, you're last on the hit list.
Last but not least. I think my peer support predominantly has been Susanna, and I know you're going to be a wee bit overwhelmed with that, but sorry guys.
No, you're all right.
He's like, no, you're my peer support. Don't leave me alone.
5 minutes. 2 minutes.
Yeah, no, there's no rush. Well, as we're waiting.
No, I don't know. Me and Susanna met to do the group work, and I thought we worked really well, and that's another reason why we were wanting to come back together to do this group work with you voluntarily. But I don't know, I just found something, Susanna, that was just different from anybody else on course. And I have touched on that with Susanna, so she does know it. Fun, no. Sorry.
It's okay. It's okay.
What's your room then, quickly? I don't know. I just feel really bonded. I don't know if Susanna would agree, but I don't know. I've just kept in touch with her. I look out for her. I just
Definitely.
feel we share the same experiences in life, I think, maybe. So I would like to, honestly, without being cheesy, I would like to just thank Susanna for being there for me throughout this whole entire course, because I don't know where I'd have been without her. What was there?
Fair enough.
Well, that's super kind, but yeah, and I think there's something in what you're saying as well, Lisa. The fact that we're both single mummies, and it's not always been easy, and we've really, and I think going through the course and having kind of similar assignments at the same time, so that's a pure support thing, and that's what what we can bring to everybody else.
Yeah, but I would also like to, like I said earlier, can you hear me okay?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Last week I joined the guide in the tune to just to introduce us as a possible female group, but then I ended up becoming part of the support group, which thank you guys, because I really needed it.
You're more than welcome. Obviously,
I shared a lot that I felt I kept myself. One, no, 2 minutes.
no. Well, one's technical difficulties, the other one's got children difficulties. At least we're real.
I just keep.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's okay.
No, but honestly, like I just joined as like to be a wee bit of information, then became part of the group, and how much I get out of that was unreal. Honestly, because you just totally listened to me, you got me, and I don't think until it actually became part of the group properly, I would have been able to have empathised that within going forward, if you know what I mean.
Uh-huh.
So very well, I was turning up and being a psychoeducational group, which we loved doing, and we did get a lot back for people, and we did share, but just putting myself out there last week, really, I don't know, I really got a lot from it. I want to thank you for letting me be part of that. Thank you.
Of course, not a problem. You're more than welcome, as I said before. Now, here we get to a special bit of our wee talk. Colin has decided he wanted to say something about Father's Day today. So we'll let him have the floor. Oh, you're silent. Now, as I said, this is our first broadcast. We will try and iron out these technical difficulties over the coming weeks. Wait. Oh, Colin's gone now. Okay, that was just because he didn't want to talk about his Father's Day. As I said, as we all know, it is Father's Day, so
I hope you can add him in.
I can't when he comes back. Just like to say there, every father out there.
That means I know you can hear me because it's how you don't do it.
Well done. I'm happy for you. As I said, this is Father's Day, so just we just like to take a minute, just say thank you for all the dads out there doing a fantastic job. They don't always get the recognition that they need. They don't always get the praise that they need, but you are doing a fantastic job, and don't stop. Really, that's really the message for us today. Just make sure you carry on doing what you're doing.
And the mums that are doing father's job.
Pardon? Oh yes, and the single mums that are doing their daddies and their mums.
Put your hands up.
She can't sing, but don't tell her.
Yeah. No, I can't sing. That's why I try.
So, what we'll do is we'll move on to live a little bit of our segment, which we wanted to do. Which, before we started this thing, I asked for a couple of questions from people in groups. So we're going to go and look at maybe 2 or 3 to see what everybody thinks. We have no idea what these questions are. None of us has looked or thinks. So this is all off the cuff. So first one, we'll say. What's the importance? I know we are. What's the importance of being a positive role model? And we'll start with Jamie.
Where do we put the answer?
You're going to answer it with your mouth and your voice.
It's not a quiz.
So what was the question again?
We'll just stick with one question. What is the importance of being a positive role model to children? We'll put children in.
To children?
Or anyone.
Yeah, you're adding bits of this, surely.
Well, yeah, okay. I said positive. Okay, positive role model. What's the importance of being a positive role model?
I like to think I'm a positive role model, to be fair. Live your life well and bring up the kids living their life well. I'm patching it.
For me, I think as a parent, being the best you can be most of the time and being realistic that you're actually human. So you're going to lose it. You're going to lose it days, but hours, days. But as long as you can be the best parent that you can be most of the time is what's effective in your child's upbringing.
Colin?
Was that even the question? Yeah.
What is the question, Keith? What is the question?
The question is, what is the importance of being a positive role model?
Who to?
Anybody, everybody.
Under pressure, looking down on me. Oh, I wasn't. For me, you just need to be all right and kind of steer your kids in a positive way so that they're not kind of grow up to be little shits.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Yeah, can't argue with that.
Also, I'd like to add something like also look after yourself. I think parents and just people in general forget to look after themselves. So loads of self-care, especially at this time. Just look after yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Time out. Make sure you know it's all right not to be all right, and you know you can be like how to go about like resolving that gently in a time-orientated way that's good for you.
Do you know what it is, Lisa? He'd never give me this on the agenda, so I haven't had time to sit and think about an answer.
That's the whole point, though. We're not doing that. Everybody doesn't know these questions. I'm keeping you on your toes.
Right. Where's my technical difficulties saying?
Can I bring it back in the role model and just broaden it out a bit and put it into the group setting, seeing as we are the mental health group. So I was thinking about modelling more kind of generally and how that kind of fits into, to mental health, and how in the group setting, it's a really useful place to try out elements of yourself that you maybe haven't been able to show before and get reactions from other people within the group. And also a lot of people model their behaviour on someone else in the group that they admire, and that's to be encouraged. I think as well. So like people also model their behaviour sometimes on their, on their therapist and how that is with them. So how they are together. So modelling, just to broaden it out a bit, it's a useful thing.
Well, that's insightful. I like that, actually. Never thought of people modelling their behaviour on people in groups, to be fair.
Behaviour set in stone. It's not like if there's something that you don't like about yourself and you bring it to group, it can absolutely be worked on and and modelled and shaped and tested and tried out. Yeah.
Fair
Within a
case.
safe environment.
Right, can I come back in now?
Yes, you can. You may.
Back, Jamie.
No, you can't.
The most important thing about being a positive role model is showing people that it's okay. It's okay to have good days. It's okay to have bad days. It's okay to feel good. It's okay to feel low, and it's brilliant to overcome this. You can turn these things. You can turn these thoughts and feelings around. If you're kicking about, really, really low and negative all the time, you're breeding that into the kids, you're breeding that into your friends, you're breeding that into your family, and it's not a good place for people to be. Just always try and portray the best person, the best version of yourself.
Aye,
That'd be a bit better.
It is, thank you very much.
Therefore, Jamie, therefore.
See what happens, Keith, whenever you give us about 5 minutes to actually think of an answer.
That's why he disappeared. Right. For me, I think
Go away.
just to sum it all up, I think everybody hit it nail on the head what role model is. You can have your good days, you have your bad days. You just don't let these days define you. You, as James said, be your best self as much as you can. Ask for help. Be there for someone to ask for help. Be available, be open. Also, one thing I'd like to touch on, being a good role model, positive role model, is having the gumption to ask the hard questions. Like, are you thinking of suicide, for instance? Yes, it's a hard question to ask, but generally when you ask this question, someone is feeling like that, that's going to lift their mood. That is you being that role model for that person because you've had the will to ask. Mm-hmm. So asking questions, as much as it can be invasive and can be negative, is also a good part of being a role model because you could see someone down the street, there's something wrong, but you don't want to ask the question. But that could just be the difference between a good day and a bad day for someone. That's me, I think, for this one.
Definitely.
Yes. Now, one more question, then we'll say our goodbyes. Now, this is an easy question. Maybe not for Colin, but this is an easy question. What do you do? Give us one thing that you do that improves your mood. Well, it could be a tool, activity, film, music, anything. What one thing that lifts your mood? For me, I'll go first. It's playing with the kids and winding them up to high heaven. Running around, let them jump on me, jump on them, that sort of stuff. Play with the kids. Anybody can jump in here.
Yeah, for me, it's a balance. Sorry, you go, Colin.
I think for me, I would maybe pop out into the shed and plot about, do wee woodwork projects or something like that. That's been my more recent one. Just kind of chill myself out, get my mind away from things.
Fair enough. Lisa?
For me, I think it's getting a balance. See, because I've still been doing uni work and I'm due to finish. Mm-hmm. It's getting that balance. Like,
my mummy's nearly finished at uni.
You can hear how elated he is about that, and I will be. Oh God, I'm gonna have to meet me just now. So.
Okay,
Before then,
We'll come back to Lisa. Susanna, Lisa, we'll come
I'm
back to
okay. I'm okay.
Oh no, she's okay.
I think for me, it's just, it's getting the balance. Like, I've loved every minute of education, although it's been so stressful. But I think the most it has been part of the groups and the experiential learning, like along with you guys and stuff. And I think I'm just looking forward to getting back to that side of things without having been bogged down with the whole university side of things. So kind of looking forward to just enjoying that and then enjoying Flynn for the summer before he starts school. Jordan's got his apprenticeship, he's sorted now. I'm just kind of thinking, I don't know, just that for a wee while. And then taking on something new with you guys because I can't stop learning. I can't stop learning. I need to keep learning. It's not something, if I stopped learning, then I would just crash and burn.
Fair enough. Susanna, you had something to say?
Yep,
Desperate.
so the one thing guaranteed to lift my mood is I get my hands dirty. I get out in the garden and I just get my hands really dirty with the soil. I'm a plantaholic.
Fair enough.
You
Jamie?
can never have too many plants.
True.
What was the actual question? Since I ran away again.
Give us one thing that you do that'll lift your mood. Anything.
Anything.
Well,
Kids.
Fair enough.
Definitely the kids. 90% of the time.
Can
Because the other 10%, obviously, like a parent, they frustrate the life out of me. But obviously, seeing the way, especially the two youngest. I mean, I've got wee Billy who's 2 and Caitlin who's 7, and just watching them grow, their wee personalities coming through, and just watching them play and their imagination, and it's second to none. You can't beat that, especially if you've got a clear mind to take it in and enjoy it. But no, definitely spending time with the family.
I like that one. I think that will be us. It'll be our goodbyes, and just maybe I will touch on what the video layout's probably going to be for next time. So it's going to be slightly different. This is just the first sort of meet the team. So what we're going to try and do for the future videos is, first of all, make them shorter. This is 45 minutes long, nearly.
Go live
on time. But also we're going to hopefully try and get it around a certain subject. So touch on one thing we can use, for instance, I don't know, depression. We could talk about what depression is, how to possibly overcome depression, what things could help, so on and so forth. Try and do it that way and cover some other topics than just us talking about ourselves. So if you could possibly leave comments about what you'd like us to talk about, that would be fantastic. And also, as this is the end of the video, so thank you very much for sticking with us if you have. We do apologise about the technical issues. We will try and get them ironed out for next time. And please say subscribe, hit that little bell thing that everybody tells you about when you watch these videos. I've always wanted to say that. And please come back next week. Anybody else want to say it before we go? Just bye-bye.
Do you want me to play a video, saying we never got it at the start?
Thank you.
Please.
Between
Bye, everybody.
He's like,